3, I'm a very outgoing person. And I like being around people, new, existing people, talking on the phone. I guess you kind of have to be if you run your own business.
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
What are some weaknesses or things you could work on?
I'm too punctual, so I'm always sent home because I'm there too much. I don't have as much experience in pediatrics, but I've heard a lot of nice things about people who work in pediatrics, and I think it's something I really want to get into, or at least back into. Because I always enjoyed, the pediatric part of dentistry, but it's really hard to find pediatric centers that are hiring for something I'm kind of looking into.
Okay. What are you told us your long-term goals. How do you handle conflict with coworkers?
Well, with a lot of different personalities, disagreements or difference of opinion happens. And becoming a massage therapist, we had to learn how to de-escalate, critical listening, thinking, and we just had to be on our feet, ready to listen. And most people I would meet were in pain, which is kind of
Yeah.
patients and coworkers. I mean, if you do a lot of physical therapy, employees are going to be in pain too occasionally. And listening, just empathizing, creating a safe spot. And if it's something we can do or something I'm licensed and able to do, I'd try to help them. If not, I'd kind of explain why not and help them find someone who can give them what they need as long as it's something I can do.
Nice. What about conflict with patients or in our instincts, it's normally parents. Some of our patients do cause conflict as well, but we do get some angry parents that maybe say some not so nice things or are very abrupt and rude and yelling. How do you handle conflict with that?
Well, having a past and experience with dental billing, I've had occasionally someone who disagreed with their bill or treatment plan, and just empathizing and listening usually fixes the issue. Most of the time it's just maybe they don't understand, maybe they've misheard, but if it's something where it's, they've agreed to pay it, I would just walk them through how to set up a payment plan. If it's something we just can't do because of HIPAA or the legalities, then sometimes I've had a few people storm off because it's not something we can do.
Okay.
Sometimes people want unethical things.
Right.
Or I sometimes have to turn down people for treatment because they don't have their guardianship papers. Sometimes I get really mad, especially if they drive from Anchorage.
You don't have your pre-questions set out.
Would you consider yourself introvert, extrovert, a little bit of mix, or?
I used to be an introvert in high school, but after opening my own business, running it, being in the medical field, I'd say I'm more extrovert now. And I just love being up front or working with a team. I like working with a team and by myself. I've worked in offices that had up to 30 doctors or ones that just had one. And I just like a job that's very interesting.
That was my other question. If you like to be up front and center, do you like to be in the back?
I'm very versatile. I've worked jobs where I've done billing, answering phones, scheduling, checking people in.
What do you prefer? No right or wrong answer?
All the above.
Okay.
I'm used to offices that cross-train because, people who have kids or get sick or have to be gone, it definitely makes it easier to find someone to fill in.
Yeah. Out of your positions that you've had, the experience that you've had, what have you liked the most? What have you enjoyed doing?
Meeting new people. So definitely being at the front desk or talking on the phone. Just meeting new people, kids especially. That's one of the best parts.
Okay. We are really familiar with the mental health, behavioral health side of things. How do you feel about working with families that are special needs, that have special cases? Do you have any kind of issues or feelings towards
No,
that?
in Florida, I'm not sure about Alaska, but in Florida, in order to become a licensed massage therapist, you have to take a specific amount of credits, which do include, I think it's a credit or two of like mental health. So if you encounter a patient in a room or up front that's very despondent, unhappy, or you suspect is depressed, we're taught like what information do we need to give them. If necessary, if they're a danger to themselves, like immediately call the police or someone they know. I'm used to working with a lot of people who do take mental health days, and it's very important